So welcome to part 3. In this section, what we'll do is we'll join um, our Windows 11 computer to the domain, and then we'll do a bit of files. So we'll share files. So we'll create a file, and then we'll share it across everyone. That's the whole idea for part 3. So let's get to it. So I'll just install the Windows 11. I click new virtual machine. So just like we did the other time. Next. So Windows, the version would be, I'll just speed through this. So Windows 11, hit next, hit next, hit next. Oh, sorry. I don't know why it asks for the password, but I hit next, finish. Okay, so now we load it in, and that would be this one. Again, same thing that we did. We use an ISO. I think I have that already. So I've got the Windows 11 already. Windows 11 open. Okay. And then we load it up. Okay, so we got our Windows 11 up and running. So what we want to do now is joining the Windows 11 to our Windows Server domain. And the first part of doing that is making sure that we give the Windows 11 the DNS. We change the DNS to our domain server. So Windows 11 will query the server for its domain name request. So to do that, we'll go to search and just go to control panel. Just open up your control panel. We'll go to the network section. So we'll go to network, network and sharing, Ethernet, and then we can change it in properties. So, and we'll go to IPv4. So we change this from automatically to use a DNS server. So if you remember, you can put in the DNS, the IP address of your Windows server. So that was 168, 140, and 128, whatever yours is. And then you can just do Google as a secondary fallback. Okay. And just to make sure, let's see if we could reach out and ping. We can ping our Windows server if there's any communication. So let's just do ping 192.168.140.128. Okay, so that's going fine. Let's try to do an endless lookup of 192.168, 140, and 128. You don't have to do this, but it says non-existent domain. The domain exists. I guess during our configuration of the server, there's something that we have to turn on. We haven't yet, but we didn't get into all that. So I'll just go ahead and try to join this computer to our Windows 11. We'll go to properties. And go down to, oops, sorry, it's supposed to be, anyway, yep, computer name. So next time, go to domain and workgroup, and then you pick to change, and then you can go to your domain, and then you can just put in your domain in here to join. Whatever your domain name is, you can put that in here. You get this prompt to sign in. Our username was administrator, and you can put the password in. What was the password again? Do I remember? Hopefully I do. Is it the right? Um, so yep, that's it. So that's how you join a Windows computer to the domain. Pretty easy. But yeah, you do have to restart for it to take effect. So what we'll do is we'll restart the computer, right? And then we'll log in using the profiles that or the users that we created. So we'll do restart now. I'll just cut off this part, and then when it's restarted, we'll log in using this. Let's go to we'll log in using the users that we created. So these guys will log in using um one of them or both of them or two of them. So we'll just test it out. Yep, that's it. I'll be right back. Okay, we rebooted. So now we'll go in and log in. So we'll choose other user. As you can see, we have our domain in here, right? So we can sign in using one of our users. So one of our users was both. Let's try to use a sales guide. I like Tango Mango, so I'll just sign in with Tango. What's the username on Tango Mango? Forgotten the username to sign this brand Tango Mango. He's a member of. Was it Team Mango? It was Team Mango, right? That we use. Yeah. And the password, you can put the password in. Let's see if that worked. That was just a good guess. I don't know if it will recognize a user like that, but let's see. Did it just freeze? Okay. What's going on? Yeah, I didn't work. Let's try Tango. Try if I'm getting the right. And Brennan, let me check. Let me not just keep guessing. So let's check if I'm getting. Say it was T Mango, which was right. So the password might be what I'm getting wrong. So about the other user after T Mango. What was the password I used? Don't be like me, please. Write your password somewhere. Let's see. Is it password one? Guess that's wrong too. Okay, that's fine. Just change the password. Just for the new password. Could have written them down somewhere, but wow, that's me, I guess. So let's do the new one. Yep, of course, we have to change the password before signing in. So we'll create yourself a new password that we'll use. Let's do this. And then we'll sign in. Well, at least you know how you can change your password now if you forget. If someone calls in the help desk saying they forgot their password, so that's what you do. So, well, we won't get into that, but I guess we've done that ahead of time, so that's fine. We'll just log in to Tandolingo. So we are signing in as a user under that domain now, basically. And then it takes you all through the same process. Yep, I'll just skip all this. I'll pause and I'll be right back when it's done. So when we'll be back, we'll do file sharing. So I'll show you how you can share files. You know how in certain companies, if you've got sales like we have, IT and HR, you could share files. So you could have files from HR be accessible just to the HR group. You can have files from sales be only accessible to the sales guys. So that's what we're going to do when we get on. That way we have some kind of, also we have money ready. So, but this is one of our users that we sign into. So we'll just show you how we can share files. You could do the same if you want to sign in with the other users, but I'm not going to do that. So I'll just show you how we can share files. So in here, the way I like to do it is it's very easy to share files. It's nothing complicated. You can open up your file folder, File Explorer, go to IOC Drive. You can create a new file in here. So we'll do a new folder. This is a folder that we'll share that has files in it. So I'll make this, we can do for sales. We can do sales. So for sales, we can do sales files. Right? And then we can do, I'll just do all of them. This would be for HR, HR files. We'll do one for IT files. So we've created these files, and how do you share them? So to share them, all you do is you click on it, right click, go to properties, and then you can go to sharing, and you could share the file, right? You can do this. What I like to do is, sorry. So what I like to do is go to this, go to properties, go to sharing, go to advanced sharing, and I click on share this folder. And then usually the way I like to do it is I like to add permissions. So who do you want to have access to this folder? It's for sales. So you want everyone in sales to access this. You don't want, HR accessing sales files. So we'll go to permissions. See right now everyone has access, which is we don't, that's bad. We could add who we want. So if you remember, we had a group. So rather than going in and putting everyone that's in the sales department in here, what we could do instead is we could just do this the sales group, right? So we can do sales, and let's see the sales group. Now everyone that's part of the sales group can access this files. So that way we don't go in and put in individual names on here. We just have a group, everyone belongs to that group, and then we can share files to just this group. Click OK. we'll give them full control. It's their files. So, yep. You could add certain others here. Maybe if you are HR, if you want HR to have them, but we don't want that. So this is accessible just to the sales group or those in the sales OU. Click on apply, click on OK, click on apply, OK. And yep, that's it. So this is the path to it. I'll just copy this. So now, if you go, we are logged in as someone in sales, right? Because Tango Mango belongs to sales. So if we go in here, and then we'll try. So right now we don't see it. If we put the path and hit this, it takes us to the file. You can see up here, you see, it takes us to the network file. Because we are sharing this on the network, right? So it takes us directly to the path, and then we can have the files. So that's it. That's how you do it. And just put the path here again. Now we're in the sales files. So if you just do Windows, this, it takes you to the folders, right? And then as you can see, we have access to the sales files. Sysvol, I don't think, oh, we have access to that. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. So you can put permissions. I mean, if you don't want anyone to have access to this, so you could do permissions in there. So, well, sales file, we can go in here, we can create a file. They've got permissions to create files, or you could do, don't do that. Let's rename it like tax, maybe. And they can go in, they could edit, or they could type in, this is a tax document, and they could save it. They have the permissions to do that. But we don't, it's difficult, right? So right now, the only way that these users can access this is if they go directly to this link to access the their folders. But in the real world, usually there's a drive assigned to them. So you should see you've got the local DC. Usually you'll see a drive that's assigned to that folder or that file. That way they could easily log in, and then they could just access their files directly from there. So just the way you would access the same thing from theirs. We'll do that as well. We just want to show you how you be sharing file. So let's try to test permissions. I'll go back, I'll sign up, and then I'll try to get in here. Let me just sign up. No, I'm gonna log out. Go on and restart. Yep, I'll just sign out. So you can do the same for HR files too. So how you share properties, sharing, I don't think do advanced sharing. So I'll share the folder. Um, Permissions, not to everyone. I want to make sure those in the HR group are the only ones with access to the HR files. Give them full control. That's how I want mine to be. And apply all that. And then I'll do the same for the guys in the IT as well. For sharing advanced permissions, we can share this folder. Permissions, we don't want everyone, definitely not everyone. And there's an admin instructors. But this is inbuilt anyway. There's an admin. Let's try that right. Admin. Oh, admin is straight. Oh. So this is a built-in group. You don't have to create one anyway, but it's a built-in group for admins, but you can just choose just the administrators. I'll choose this because this was built for us, right? So I click OK. Yeah, apply. Apply. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll try to log in as someone from HR, and let's see if we could access the files for sales. This is where technicians come into play. So who do we have in HR up there? Let's see. So we've got Chinese. I'll just reset the password because I know for sure I don't know what the password is. Mm, Then I will go in and log in with Chinese. So the other user for the Chinese, and I will put the password in. Of course, you have to change your password since it's the first time you log in. I'll change the password and then we'll sign in. It's event requirements. This should be the old one. The new one to be. Oh, I think I've given history. Okay, that's fine. Know what's going on. You'll have to edit that in group policy. Anyway, let's see if it locks us in. Yeah, so that'll be changed. Yeah, because I used the same password I used for a different account. So I guess the password history somehow picked that up, but it's a good thing. Could be annoying in a test environment, but it's a good security thing. So, okay, so we'll just wait for it to log us in, and then we'll try to access the files that we have for HR, not for HR, for sales. So we have a person who is in HR trying to get into the files or trying to see the files for sales. Let's see if it's going to let us or approve us from doing that. So we are in. I'll wait for it to load up. Okay, Infinite Explorer. And we'll go to, just going to take a look at the path. So in DC, so we'll go to the path of the file on the network. There's another space, no? So we are in, and again, remember that we are Janice, and Janice is a member of HR, and HR should only access HR files, right? So we don't, which of course, this HR files, they could go in, they could create a new file. That should work. That's fine. But then what happens if we try to access sales? Boom, we get this, right? So we just cannot access this because permissions, they don't have the right permission to. Same thing, they cannot access HR files. Now they can access HR, but not access IT. And yeah, they can only access HR because obviously that's what we want. Same thing, if you do the same, we can log into IT and try to access HR, and it's not going to let us because we are not in the HR group, right? So, or not in the IT groups, right? So, yeah, that's how it works. Again, sharing files in the network, you don't have to go in and then put in the link to the network, the path in there all the time. So there's a way that we have it, hooked up on here, so we can map the file to the drive, and then you could just access your files directly, your shared files directly on there. And that have been mapped to journals. So we'll do that in the next video, and then that will be an introduction to group policy, GPOs. So we'll use GPOs to do that, and then we'll do a couple of GPU exercises, and that will be it for the next one too. So, yeah, subscribe if you like it, if it makes sense. But yeah, so see you in the next one, class.